All right, welcome on in, everybody. Thanks for being here. I'm DC. You can find me all over the internet under DC Lasair. It's DC Lasair. What's that? Exclamation mark DC in chat will get you to all the things. And exclamation AF in chat. I have affiliate links. First one's for Doris, an excellent link in bio site. Check them out. And if you like what you see, use the discount code DC Lasair to get 30% off for 3 whole months. And if you use that affiliate link for Fantasy Grounds, a fantastic VTT, and now they have a reader app in beta, use the affiliate link and a little bit of that goes to support me. So yay. All right. Let's hop to it here. Let's see here. We pause that. I was going to do some video planning, but then I realized I had already done the video planning, and so doing the video planning again didn't seem necessary. You know, just things. So, gonna work on the commonplace book and take a look at my TTRPG paper system. There's always room for planning, right? Hi, Brian. Welcome on in. So going to print, and thank you for the streak. Going to print a couple photos and do some fun stuff. With the commonplace book. And then, gotta take care of that later. And then gonna pull out the TTRPG notebook, take a look at it, see if I want to change or improve anything in it. As I also work on the TTRPG vault, and I'll get to how the electronic and the paper work together when we come to that. But first, let's go over there and get some commonplacing done. As you can see, we'll call down the. There it is. Look at that, and look, we have the Ultraman's photo. So let's go over there. Take a pen. Gonna need the phone. Okay, I've been wanting to update my commonplace book for a little while now, and I've just had a couple things rattling around in my head. First one, though, is something directly from Urban Bohemian. Let's see here. What do we have? Yes. Steven, hello. Thank you for the resub. Welcome on in. We're doing commonplace and TTRPG books. This my Field Notes commonplace book. And if you never heard of a commonplace book before, because I hadn't before last year, it's a book where you just put in quotes or whatever you want, kind of a storage thing. But there's a nice blank page right here where I am going to quote one Urban Bohemian. With content. And then Bleep Mix Variety. The closing tags. There we go. Content. I wrote it a little too big, so it didn't quite all fit. That's okay, though. I don't care. It's my notebook. All right, so I wanted to stick in the Ultraman's photo because the Ultraman's photo needs a place to exist. And Ultramans. Yeah. They have their own spot now. Box. And then I wanted to do something with the can of beans pick too. I'm gonna stick that more in the middle. Kind of, sort of. Beans. 8. In last year. Rating. They were good. Yeah, I'd say better than. So yeah, they get the smiley face on the rating scale. Again, my rating scale is 3 faces: the sad face, the meh face, and the smiley face, and that's it. Everything fits into one of those 3 categories. All right. Now I gotta turn on the photo printer. I gotta. First, I gotta grab a photo I sent myself on my phone. I sent myself the photo, right? Oh, yes, I did. Okay. Please download. You. Oh, I didn't turn on the photo printer. Turn on photo printer. Then we wait for it to the light to go solid. Does the Canon have its own app, or does it appear as a nearby wireless network? It has its own app, and there's a QR code next to the ink that you have to scan that will tell the app, oh, this is the printer that you own. That is needlessly needy, right? Yeah, I was trying to figure out why I took some photos. All right, first photo. And borderless, doesn't need a date. Yeah, just print that. So yeah, since this is the Canon Selfie, Selphy, you get the Selfie app, and then while you're setting up the app, you scan the QR code that's here. Maybe wondering what this is. That is the table of contents for my TTRPG vault that I'll be releasing someday, I promise, when I make the videos. That is most of the index, but I just wanted a picture of some of it. Some of it got cut off. Oh, I didn't do the right thing. Let's do that again. Pretty sure there's a mode. Actually, no, I'm just gonna leave it like that. That's fine. And I think we need a kitty picture. Because of course we need a kitty picture. Yay! A kitty. One more pass. A little fuzzy. That's okay. Hard to get a picture of Hannah, or she's looking at me without her moving, because well, the cat just constantly moves. And then, oh, one more. Trying to figure out what one of these photos is. Oh, okay. All right, we're just printing out the one. Yeah. I don't need to crop it or anything. Okay, that's fine. Then I want connection has failed. Oh no. Uh, retry. Try this again. Okay. There we go. So thanks to the community, I got some flashlights off my Throne gift list that I really like. So I want to put the memory of those in the Commonplace book too. They're both LED flashlights. The long one here is really bright, like ridiculously bright. Smaller one right here can rotate this, and there's also, it also does colors. Like right now it's on blue. Oh, there you can kind of see it reflected in the... Oh, what happened? Kind of see it's blue. And then there's, you know, button combinations to change the color and everything. But this can also be a nice white light. And this little side bit here, oops, this little side bit here is a clip. You pull out, you can flip around, and then you can clip it to, you know, a hat or whatever. Plus, you can do different brightnesses, and you can see how small it is. Like I'll just be packing this in a bag with me. So yeah, all right. First, I gotta get my finger just right on the picture to try to peel off the backing. Sometimes it's a little more stubborn than I want it to be. There we go. Oh, there. Haha, got it. Watch this. Peel. Yeah. That was a good peel right there. All right. This goes up here. And I had a thought on this. Uh, I mean, I'm not even done with it, and I already have other plans for it, which, you know, going to be an Obsidian Vault, and it's going to use some of the Obsidian Markdown stuff, but also hopefully you can print off some of the things too. But the connecty bits to everything are going to be Obsidian-ish. Can I make... work? Can I make this work in field notes? Don't know. Might be a better project because things will be updating as you're questing, so might work better as Everbook, an Everbook project where you can just constantly add things. So I'm not even finished with the digital version yet. Like I still gotta record videos of me saying the words for the instructions. Already I'm like, can I shrink this down? Can I make a... can I use similar techniques and use the and make an analog version? And I'm betting if I... actually, that's another thought. I could combine Everbook with something like a Zettelkasten method, so things are numbered, and then as things get added, I have some sort of system that will refer to the former notes. So I bet if I kit bash, Everbook and then I put little numbers on them or some sort of filing system that as that grows, I can have, okay, this is, 0005 1, 0052 is now, also connected to 0051 because it's -2 and things like that. But this has to be for later me. This can't be me now. Because if I would start working on this, I'll never actually finish the original project. Just pile up the test for later, DC. I'm sure you won't mind. Right? All right. Here you go. Ooh, I think I have different colored pens in here. Go with... you read that? Sorta. Colored... it's kind of far away for the color. Let's try... a little better. And yes, I am being handwriting sloppy. I don't care. and a reminder to myself that it is indeed a fuzzy picture and that my eyes aren't getting worse. This is also a 2026 note. Content is 2026. Sorry, content. All right, now for the flashlight sticker. Again, thank you, community, because it was an anonymous gift via my throne. So thank you for these, whoever did it. These are really great. I tell people anyone can do the voice. You can do the voice. Just helps to have been wearing a mask at a convention and shouting through it all weekend. Ooh, let's use a different color. I have all these pens, right? Might as well use them. Get fancy. Got a purple. We're going to use purple. Oh, if you weren't here last week, last Wednesday, we were painting these wooden hex tiles with some paint markers that I got. And from the paint test, you can see how white was hard to get out and just made a mess everywhere. Typical. All right. White being hard to get out and just making mess everywhere feels really poignant living in the US right now. Yeah. RGB, LED, Linky. This one over here. Gets the bright AF label. I wonder if I can grab the light. This probably won't work so well on camera, but turn it on. Okay, bright. Yeah. This one. Look, not a flashlight. Flashlight. But even from your view, this is not a flashlight. It's a, for you, it's a bunch of pixels on your screen that form a thing that looks like a flashlight. Very meta. Oh, you know what? There's a goals page up here. We are going to update. So we are getting closer to starting an e-zine. Got a couple more bits in place. Got the Digital Garden account up. Run an actual play. Still might happen. But JD Lady, hello. Run more TTRPGs. Yeah, I'll try. These are the ones I'd like to do, but save for Walking Pad, maybe. This has turned out weird, but one I should put in is finish TTRPG Vault. Yes, more. Maxine reporting as a player for a TTRPG, sir. Hi, Maxine. Welcome on in. We need to do that. And oh, what was my other thought? I don't remember. What you doing? I'm filling out what's called the commonplace book. Where a commonplace book is just a collection of stuff that you kind of want to remember throughout the year. Typically, a lot of times they're just filled with quotes and other bits you find interesting from other places. You know, you read a book, you're like, I like that quote. Well, you write it down in your commonplace book. You know, that's why my first official quote in this book is content by One Urban Bohemian. Now I'm just playing with the leftover photo paper. All right. Now we'll move on to the TTRPG book. Okay, printer's off. Okay. Like, did I turn off the printer? Yes. Printer shut off. Okay. Good for me. Now I gotta go back over there. Get the TTRPG book. Oh boy. I did not put this in a convenient spot for me. Ah, did it. All right. So, if you've been here before, you may have seen this big boy. This is my. Come on, focus. There you go. This here is the book I take when I'm not going to have access to electronics or anything, but I still am going to run a TTRPG adventure. Here, you've been watching One Piece. Nice. Watch about 270 episodes. One perk of joblessness. Oh no. So, this is a. Oops, you're not going to be able to read it that way. It's a Kokyo. Got off jet pens, of course. And it has these. Come on, focus. It has these ridges in here. And you slide in a set of plastic sleeves into these ridges. And so this is set up for D&D. So we have the action, conditions, weapon mastery, tools, adventures. Exactly what I put in to my handy reference guide for D&D 24. So these contain the same information, except this one has some of the adventures I ran for my home group in the adventure category. So what I want to do is, the idea is, I don't know if I'd have this done by Gen Con or if I can make PAX U. I want to pull out a little box of field notes guides and go, let's play D&D. And then here's my handy reference guide. Here's, a couple more booklets that are, say, 4 to 6 classes. Just, I pick like level 3. And so here's, you just live with the choices made. You can name it whatever you want. And then the adventure is also in a field notes guide. But, I might put the adventure this way as we go through it. So, yeah. Be there for Origins, Gen Con, and PAX U. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I already got my ticket for Gen Con. I signed up to do a panel at Gen Con. Come on, camera. Focus. Really, honestly, focus. Okay, thank you, camera. The Gen Con hotel block opens up this weekend. Oh, I may get to meet Churro. Excellent. And so we all do the Gen Con hotel lottery this weekend. So yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with this. But is there anything I might? The only change I might actually make to this tab bit. Actually, I would make. I think I'd make two changes if possible, if I have enough space after the adventure is in here. But I might separate out maps and NPCs and just have a list of NPC, not a single sheet of paper dedicated to one NPC, but a piece of paper that lists multiple NPCs and some quick stats and a sentence or two of who they are, and that's all I'll need. So I might think about separating out some of that just in case, or I may keep everything together in the adventure tab. Not sure on that yet, but future expansion and a quick reference to their voice accent, right? What kind of panel? I past couple of years I've been doing my how to produce a TTRPG 101 panel at Gen Con. They usually take it, so I just keep putting it in. People show up, so I'll keep doing them. All right, quick reminder about next week. Speaking of TTRPG production, next week Wednesday there won't be I won't have a stream, as I will be doing running an online course about producing a TTRPG stream for a group, and it just happened to be scheduled during my normal stream time, so that's fine. So I'll be doing that, but streams the rest of the week. So Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday next week should all be good. I mean, you are producer to the stars after all. These things will happen, right? There are. So tomorrow we go back to Suikoden 2, which I've been having a lot of fun with. And then Friday will be Tech Friday. Have some fun stuff to talk about. Because one thing we're going to be talking about is the announcement by Elgato that they have some new audio tools that they're announcing March 3rd. So we're just going to have wild speculation time on what those might entail. Like just whatever theory. I don't care how accurate it is. You're making an announcement of announcement. I get to go places. But we'll try to do a little reading of the future and consider some things that might actually be occurring. But it's a dream of mine to do a con panel, whether it is to play it on TTRPG or talk about one, maybe voice in game or something, and do a panel Q&A type thing. But yeah, one day, right? Hopium. Yeah, con panels, you just gotta submit to cons and say, during their this is the time we're doing panels, and fill out the paperwork, put it in. Oh, real quick security thing. If you are on Notepad++, it did get another update. So because of their hack a couple weeks ago, make sure if you use Notepad++ that you are on the latest version, which is like 8.9 or something like that. I'll talk about that on Friday as well. See here. All right, just doing a quick scan of stuff and things before we take a break, making sure there isn't a last minute thing. All right, so we're going to take a break. We're still going to be thinking about TTRPG journal thing here. And what something on the player's end might look like. So we'll take a break. Be right back. As soon as I find the button, be about 5 minutes. I'm going to run some ads to keep the pre-rolls away. So get up, stretch, walk around, give somebody a hug if they accept hugs. Uh, open your window, shout Yahoo just because you can. And I'll see you all in 5. All right, welcome on back, everybody. How y'all doing? Thanks for sticking around through the break. Really appreciate it. Okay, so we went over what I need as a DM for a book for a I'm at a convention or I'm traveling and don't have electronics around. So if I apply same concept that led to this, oh, you finally have the transparent purple Stream Deck XL. Excellent. I didn't see that. Sorry, Steven. Springleaf, hello. So let me see here. Why is it at that quality? There we go. So what does a player need in a notebook? So clearly we need the character sheet. So the stats and things like that. Now we don't want to make a mess of it and have everything everywhere. So it might be beneficial to mark a few pages for specific tasks, like have inventory. Just mark off a couple pages for inventory. Again, this is if I was taking the idea of a character sheet, putting it into a field notes book. So inventory pages, and then I need obviously notes pages. So instead of leaving the everything back here to notes, we have a specific area or a few pages to keep track of inventory, to keep track of things found, and they don't get jumbled in. So the items don't necessarily get jumbled in with the notes for the adventure. You know, stats, HP, AC, things like that. And if the character has spells, they would have a little spell book as well. All right, so I were to run a character off of one of these, is that going to be enough stuff? I have everything that's on or for this example, we're going to say Dungeons and Dragons, 5th edition, 2024. So if I have all my stats, so strength, dexterity, all that, hit points, armor class, subclass listing, background, all that on a couple pages. Then we have the attacks listed on maybe another page, spells on another. Here, we'll probably want to separate out attacks. On a separate page. Like you're at a convention, it's maybe a 2 to 3 hour game. So you just break down some common attacks that the character might do. But not only do you give the character the in inventory, you also leave some pages blank for things they pick up along the way. Then I'll probably mark them with little tabs. Probably like these. You peel off, stick on. Or I could take one of those dot stickers of whatever color I wanted. Like these. Fold it in half. And just bend it over the page. And then that way, every time you see a colored circle, that's a different section. That might be the fastest way to do that. So I'll write that down too. Okay, so we'll use colored dots to mark the sections. Because again, you're not spending a long time with this character. This is designed to be, like I said, convention play, or you're just doing something quick with well, I say quick, it'd be 2 to 3 hours maybe. Well, I suppose if you want to run an hour adventure, you can do that too. But we're not a lot of time to sit around with the character. So if I just had a simple, here's a dot, this is indicating a different section of your character sheet, and you just go there and flip to it, that might be useful. For that. And there should be plenty of pages, especially if I continue to use field notes for this, for all of this, because you have the starting of the character sheet right here. The front, I'd probably put a cover on, and if this was, have the class barbarian and then the subclass underneath it, and then the rule set that it's for. Druid, Circle of the Moon. D&D 5th edition 2024 rules. So you already know what you are just by looking at it. You don't have to bother, doing the extra flip to look. You kind of know what you're getting into right up front. If I put that on the front cover. And rule set. And then that way, the class, subclass, level, and rule, and what rule set it is, but class, subclass, and level, that information's right here. So it doesn't have to be part of the character sheet here. And so I can reclaim some of that space. And, if I have extra 2-3 lines because that information's on here, that'd be pretty great. All right. Or anything else I would really want as a player, and I was picking up one of these notebooks, and I needed to run a character. What other information would there be? Because essentially, I'll be redesigning a character sheet for whatever game and making it fit into this format. We have a page of what the ancestry is, your background, and that. So if you want to add details to that as you play, you can. But it's not going to be like a long mega story here either. Because again, convention, one shot, something. See, what time do we have here? All right, we got time yet. I have pizza for supper. I'm happy with that decision. It's chicken and Canadian bacon, or ham, as it might otherwise be called. So the big projects for me for this year, going back to this, definitely get this easing started, and I'm getting close to be ready for this. But the project I really need to finish first is the TTRPG Obsidian Vault. Just need to start recording the video for it. And if you're in my Discord, you can get the beta version of this Obsidian Vault right now. And even if you don't use Obsidian, you can look through the folders and see the outlines and the structure and things like that you could apply to something else. So run actual play. That might still be happening. I know there'll be a charity stream, but hopefully get to run a short actual play this year. this walking pad idea, I don't know, mainly because it's starting to get warmer out. We're getting more towards spring, and then I'll just be going to the park and walking around their mile track. So this might be a much later in the year goal, like when it becomes winter again. Maybe I'll go, oh no, this really was a good idea. I really should get one of these. Been thinking of getting a small trampoline instead of a walking pad. Excellent. Yeah, I think I would just hurt myself on a small trampoline, so I probably would avoid that myself. But trampolines are a lot of fun. Okay, they're kind of great. Gentle bouncing, walking tends to make my knees mad. Ah, yes. See, I'm good with walking. What makes my knees angry is running. Walking good, and then there's running, and then there's the whole breathing thing while running and all of that. But that's the fastest way to get my knees going. What do you think you're doing, sir? Excuse me. This is not for you. All right. So Tech Friday again will be wild speculation day because Elgato made an announcement that they're going to have an announcement. So just gonna randomly guess and go as far as field from any sense making as possible. The teaser of the trailer, right? And I have some other things. Still no practical Discord alternative. Again, if you just use Discord to talk to friends and game, and you're not a company having like a presence somewhere for your audience to interact with you, there's lots of other solutions you can use, but nothing is really a one-to-one of that Discord. Now there's still time for things to change with Discord and everything like that. So feel like anywhere people go is going to end up with the same requirements. That could be. Having some type of age verification issue, yeah. Let's see. Here. Oh, other things. Books. I am on book 6 of Dungeon Crawler Carl. I listened to the audiobooks. And I still have 19 hours to go into it. And there's book 7. I gotta get through them before book 8 comes out in May. I really enjoy that series. It's fantastic. Well, I mean, if I'm listening to the 6th book of a series, clearly something's going right for me. And I'm just kind of scrolling through news for a little bit here. Probably wrap things up a little early because I am a little hungry. And so might need to go eat and take care of that blood sugar before a little earlier today. Oh, graphics cards. This from Tom's Hardware. A report on graphics cards shows a 15% average global price hike across NVIDIA, AMD, and Intel GPUs. All right. And let's see what else is there. Nope, guess not. I thought there was something about LibreOffice, but LibreOffice is fine if you're looking for a Microsoft Office alternative. I thought they just had an update or some such. But if you are looking for a Microsoft Office alternative, LibreOffice or OpenOffice is also pretty good. Or you can just download them both, and if something doesn't work in one, you can try it in the other. All right. So let's wind up so I can go get some food. Tomorrow we'll be back to Suikoden. Suikoden 2. Then Friday, Tech Friday. All right. Let's bap over here. Yeah. So thanks for being here, everybody. Really appreciate it. See who we have online. That we can go send our raids. Yeah. Steven's playing Silk Song. We're going to go over there. So thank you all for being here. Really appreciate it. Come back tomorrow for Suikoden 2. Please be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.